Welcome back. I'm Heather from Central Virginia, Zone 7B, and this is week 5-ish. Maybe even week 6 will be included as well. Who knows? My seedlings, it's about the 26th of March. They look pretty good. I just topped them off with some soil. I've got them soaking for just a wee bit, about 10, 15, 20 minutes to get watered from the bottom only. And I've got my seedlings situated here in the window. I'm going to be gone for a week. My husband and daughter will be in charge of taking care of my plants. So I'm going to give them instructions, but I'm going to have the lights on timers, 12 to 16 hours a day. I don't want them to have to take out the plants every morning and bring them back in. Even though my plants are fully hardened off, they're used to being outside. Today, I'm not joking, a squirrel attacked 3 of my little trays here, the white trays. Some of these plants got damaged. I've tried to put them back in the cups. It was a big fiasco. Oh, I just can't take a chance. I'm worrying every day that the squirrels are going to destroy my plants while I'm gone. So they're just going to stay here in my grow station, lights on, bottom watering. I am mixing up some fertilizer right now. They will get a very diluted dose. It's like 1/8 of a teaspoon of what I'm using in a quart. Check your bottle on the back for directions for seedlings. Yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm going to get them ready. Go find my timer. And when I turn this video back on, it'll be a weekish or so later, and we will see how much they've grown. And trying to organize them so they've got maybe 2 inches of growth before they're too close to the light. I'm anticipating about 2 inches of growth. We'll see. I'm going to be just as surprised as you guys are when I come back. I am back in Virginia. I have been gone for 12, 13 days. My poor plants, I have not seen them in 13 days. I did see them like at midnight last night. I got home at 11:30, almost midnight. It was a long 11-hour drive. And today, after almost 2 weeks, my husband taking care of my poor plants, we need to get them settled. And Tonto wants to go for a walk first. Okay, well, I'm glad to be back. I'll give you an update on kind of why I was gone so long at the end of the video, but this video is mostly about our plants at around week 6-ish. They might even be older than that at this point. They've never been potted up, and we're going to pot them up in this video. All right, y'all, so here are my plants. If you've been following along with 2026 seedling week by week videos that I've made, we're going to say they're at 6+ weeks old at this point, and this is what they look like. They have never been potted up, and they look like little trees. Look at that. When I left 13 days ago, I had them situated in my grow station. I had a tray underneath, or maybe 2. They have grown so much over the last 13 days that it has shocked me. My husband has sent me pictures occasionally over the last couple of weeks, and I knew they were starting to touch the light. So we had to compromise and come up with ideas to keep them happy and healthy and well cared for, but minimal hands-on work. So for the last 4 days, I think, he's just taking them out when he can, bringing them back in, not leaving them out all day by themselves while he's at work. But they are lacking at this point. They need to be fed. They need light. They need to be potted up. And they do not fit on these 2 shelves anymore without breaking the tops, and we don't want that. So today, even though I've got bags and bags of laundry to do and unpacking to do, we have absolutely got to take care of these poor plants. And I'm going to start by taking them out to that table, getting them watered, getting them a diluted fertilizer treatment going, and then I've got to go get some cups. But they can stay out for a couple hours. So he's been acclimating them again to the sunlight. While I was gone, I had said, just leave them in there with the lights on every day. You don't have to take them all out, because I had some squirrels trying to destroy my seedlings. They were digging them up right before I left 13 days ago. They were trying to dig up my seedlings when they were outside. But now they have been acclimated again slowly. We restarted the process. He did 30 minutes one day, then 40, then about 45 and 50. And these are on partly cloudy days too. I think yesterday they were out for an hour-ish, and then maybe the next, today they'll be out for 2. So it's a slow rebuild up. Even though they were fully hardened off, I had to start back at 0. But yeah, so we need to desperately get them outside. All right, they have actually been on here for about 3 to 4 hours. I didn't take them out until the afternoon. And it's getting close to dusk. It is dusk now, but it'll be dark soon. I did find cups, and that took time. So we'll probably start potting up tonight or in the morning. very tired. Okay, guys, so it's the next day, and we have a possible maybe freeze tonight. It'll be 33, the low. I've got my list here of how many of each variety I have. I'm thinking let's spend the day getting the cups ready. And then tomorrow, I will fertilize them here in a second, take them outside, get the cups ready, the soil ready. And then tomorrow, I will start the big, long process of potting up. Because where am I going to put all these plants tonight if I do pot them all up today? So, do I want to be stuck with 366 plants in my kitchen all night? Probably not. I mean, I am now, but they're contained into one little block container. So, yeah, let's go see if we have enough cups. All right, I got my fertilizer. It is just shy of a quarter teaspoon in a quart of water, 4 cups of water. And yeah, I'm still using my hydroponics growth formula here. And I watered these guys really well yesterday. You can see the soil still looks nice and moist. So I like to water before fertilizing and let that get absorbed. And then I put down, probably I'll just put half an inch into the bottom of these trays of the liquid. And then I'm going to take them outside into the sunlight, let them stay until probably it starts to cool off tonight. Because I feel like they are pretty well acclimated again to the wind, the sun, being outside, and I think they can handle it. All right, well, actually, I say that, and then I see, actually, that's probably bird poop. I was thinking it might be sun scald, but I think that's some kind of bird poop residue. Okay, well, I'm going to feed, take them out, and then I'll turn the camera back on, maybe, or I will just start trying to find the cups. So what I was trying to explain is that I took a rough tally of the plants about 2.5-ish weeks ago. This will get updated because I have seen some little seedlings that have actually sprouted in some of the cups. So I may actually have more plants now than I originally thought. Although those will not be as developed, they'll be pretty small. But we will hang on to those because they could be valuable here in the next 6 weeks or so when maybe something happens to one of my plants and I need a replacement. Here is an example of one that popped up very, very, very late. So I will save him. And there's another one farther along, this little guy here. They smell so incredible. I wish you guys could smell these plants. And here they all are out for the day, fertilized. And you can tell by some of the lower leaves, they really did need some food. They were starting to look a paler green and almost a chartreuse or a yellowy green color. This poor container I dropped last night on its head. Hopefully they will recover. These are Mexican petunia cuttings. I have 2 of them. This one I did not drop, but I overwintered the cuttings all winter in just water in my kitchen. And I have been slowly acclimating them back to soil the last couple weeks in the house under grow lights. Before that, no grow lights, just water changed once a week. And they are doing good. Now, this is what I have, what I found by cleaning out my duck box. I prefer to do tomatoes in all red, but I'm going to let go of my little OCD tendencies for this project so I can get rid of all of these because they're taking up a lot of space. I want to do one color for each variety, and I shouldn't want to do that, but I can't help myself. I will have to do that one OCD thing because, yeah, I'm just going to have to count the varieties and make sure I have the same amount of cups for that variety in the same color. I just can't help it, guys. I have to do it that way. Otherwise, I will have to go buy a bunch of red cups, and I don't want to do that. So this will take me quite a while to figure out that, to get it just right for me. So we'll be back tomorrow when I start potting up. Hopefully it'll be a quick process. I already have the soil, so just got to get those cups arranged. On second thought, I think I'm going to go ahead and pot up today these 2 containers because they are just going wonky and wild and wanting to fall over, and I don't want to break their stem. I think I can push myself, get these 2 done, and then tackle the rest tomorrow. I think we'll be good. So let's get set up. Going to be Lemon Boy Plus that gets worked on first. These were expensive seeds too, so I don't want to do all that work and have these guys just kind of get damaged or die on me. Yep. They don't look half bad, but they do show signs right here. You can see they need some nutrition. See the purple undertone? I don't know if it will focus the camera. But yeah, they're hungry. I just fed them. They need to be potted up. They need their own container. 2 weeks ago would have been ideal. Maybe even 3 weeks ago. But it has to happen now. I decided lemon yellow colored cup was perfect for Lemon Boy Plus. So I'm just going to take the cup. Thankfully, I had already drilled all the holes years ago when I was thinking I would need these. And I've got a bag of potting mix that has never been outside. So it doesn't, it's not damp. It's not full of gnats or anything. I'm just going to put an inch at the bottom. And then we're going to get our plants situated and backfill with more soil. This is a clean tray, and I overturned the cup into the tray, and you can see we've got roots. They are intertwined, but we're going to gently kind of work them free, just a section at a time, just like that. And we just pulled off 3 plants, and we'll just gently work off 1 plant. Well, 2. There we go. This one's a little bit smaller. I'll put him off to the side. And there are the roots for this plant. It's got his cuddling leaves there that you can see all the nutrition is gone from those. And so we are just going to pinch off any leaves below this point where my thumb and forefinger are. And then we're going to stick him in the cup. And now we're just going to start backfilling, probably up to about right there. There we go. And I did press the soil down just a wee bit, not compacting it, but pressing it down a little. Kind of bang it a little to get any too much air pockets out. You want a slight amount of air in there, but not big air pockets. And I'm going to water him. And then that soil may expand slightly, or it may compress even more. So I may have to add a little bit more, maybe an inch more. If I have enough left, I will top him off, all of them, when I'm done. Okay, so I'm going to put him in a tray that has water at the bottom and let the water start absorbing and wicking up. He already looks better already. Actually looks like a pretty darn good little plant. And there he is. Over out of the sun. He's in some dappled shaded light because he may get stressed out. They may be a little shocked, 3, 4, 5 days. But we'll just keep them, easy going, keep them moist. Definitely want to keep them moist the next, 3 to 5 days. And probably not full sun all day long, maybe just more gentle part sun. Or just less time, at least today and tomorrow, so they can recover from the shock. Who knows, maybe they'll be perfectly happy after being cramped for so long. Okay, so 21 Lemon Boy Plus seedlings potted up, and 2 little tiny stragglers there on the end. So what I find mind-blowing every time I do this, we went from the block method of sowing this container that's probably meant for like pencils. All of the plants were growing together in this container, and once we potted them up, look at how much space. Look at the space difference. Yep, it's always mind-boggling. All right, guys, so let's go back inside. I'm going to do the same process with every container of tomatoes, so I know you don't want to watch 5 hours of that. I want to go in and share with you why I was gone so long, but this concludes this section of the video on potting up seedlings. They should be ready to go to their new homes in about 1.5 to 2 weeks. I may actually put some more in the ground myself soon. And I think we may have had our last frost. Maybe it could be tonight, but it might have been a few nights ago. It did get cold a few nights while I was gone. Yes, I do want to show you one more thing before we go inside to have a talk. So a few weeks ago, I'll put the date here on the screen. I did an experiment to see if any seedlings could tolerate coming out early into the garden. This is the eggplant, Black Beauty. He is gone. Amazingly though, the Tasmanian chocolate is still hanging on, and he has been growing. This is one of my favorite plants just because of his productivity, and he's very vigorous and growing and doing all kinds of things like that. And then, let's see. You can see my poor cabbages bolted on me. I put in a glacier seedling. He's gone. He didn't make it to the cold nights. But the pole big seedling is still hanging on, and he has grown slowly. He don't look too happy though, to be honest. He's really not going to be happy tonight either. It was cold last night, but tonight's going to be even colder. Strawberries coming on. We'll have to do a garden tour soon. But yeah, that was interesting to see which of those seedlings. So 2 out of 4 are holding on so far. I think that's pretty incredible. Oh, let me show you one more thing, just in case I don't get around to doing a garden tour. I worked on this walkway last fall, and this was the vision I had in mind when I put it all together, and now it's in full bloom. I think it's so gorgeous and beautiful. I love woodland phlox. If you could smell it, guys, it is so incredible. And then we've got a matching container right down here. Not as pretty. Maybe I didn't have as much phlox. These pansies made it through winter, no problem. All right, let's head inside and have that chat. Hi, so welcome to the vlog part of this update. My mama or grandma, I am her next in line heir, and my dad is gone, my aunt is gone. There is no one else to take care of her. So I went to Kentucky to visit because I knew she wasn't doing well, and progressively over the last few months, I think she has gotten more unable to do activities of daily living. And I've been on the phone with her pretty much from 10:30 in the morning to 12:30 at night. You know, I'm calling her at medication times. I'm calling to see if she ate, what her vitals are. We do vitals twice a day, and etc. And I just knew I needed to go put my eyes on her, and I did. I went to Kentucky, and I knew I needed to stay longer, so I extended the trip. And during this whole time, I'm trying to convince her, can you come home with me? Can you come to Virginia? Because she is more than welcomed. And we have been asking her, begging her for 3 years plus, about 3 years or so. Please just come on. You need to come. And I almost had her convinced, and she agreed. And the night, she agreed like 36 hours before I was going to leave, after I had already extended my trip. And we get to her house the next day, and I'm packing her up, and then halfway through she's like, I just can't walk away yet, I need more time. And I do get that. That is her whole life. She's lived there her whole life. Everything about her, everything she's ever done, her history, everything you could think of is right there. So she needs more time. I'm going to go back in a few weeks. We're going to have to time it though, because Derby is coming up, and traveling in Kentucky around the Louisville area during Derby, or anywhere, any counties outside of that, can be a pain. So you gotta figure that out. So hopefully the next time I go back to Kentucky, she will be coming back with me to Virginia. So that is why I've been gone so long. And my husband did a great job taking care of those plants. I think they look great. You know, next year I think I will skip that first potting up step and just go from my block method to my final potting up, my first potting up, because I do hate potting up plants. And I think they look well enough and happy enough, and we will see. I think they will be ready for planting in, 1.5, 2 weeks. Yeah, so that's the update. I'm exhausted mentally, physically. And there's a lot I need to get done to this house before she moves here in a few weeks. We're saying 3 to 4 weeks. It's kind of like our timeline, but that may have to change too. All right, guys, I'll talk to you soon. Bye.